Hey, it's Pastor Tom, and I have an exciting announcement for you all today. Next Thursday, June 25th, we will begin Bible study again. We will be doing it on the Exodus story from chapter 1 to 15, taking select text each week and reading over them, as well as offering a video to help supplement the things that we don't talk about. And of course, you're welcome to supplement that with reading the chapters in between, the text in between each week. We will be offering this Bible study in two forms. The first at 1 o'clock on Thursday, we will offer it through a Zoom meeting. We will send out a link on Tuesday, and you'll be able to click that link, and it will take you to that meeting at 1 o'clock on Thursday. And then at 7 o'clock on that same day, June 25th, we will be having outside Bible study. We won't be able to gather inside the church for Bible study, but we have decided that we will be able to meet outside. And hopefully at 7 o'clock on this beautiful Thursday afternoon coming, it will be much nicer out than at noon. I hope to see you there. God bless. As we begin to get ready for our Bible study on Exodus, I want to take a moment and talk about a gentleman. You know who he is, but you won't know the name that I'm using. The gentleman I want to talk about is Zaphenath-Paneah. Zaphenath-Paneah is a unique biblical hero in that he changes the relationship between the Egyptians and the children of Israel, the descendants of Abraham. Because when there used to be a drought in the land of Canaan, Abraham would travel down to Egypt. Because in Egypt they have the Nile River, and so droughts do not impact them in the same way they do impact the land of Canaan, because you still get waters from the Nile River. What happens, though, is with Zaphenath-Paneah, he is instead, as a child of Israel, he is sold into slavery by his brothers. And when he is sold into slavery by his brothers, he ends up in Egypt. But Zaphenath-Paneah has a unique gift. His unique gift is that he is able to interpret dreams. And in particular, he's able to interpret the dreams of Pharaoh, predicting times of famine and times of abundance. And because he has this unique God-given gift, he rises to power. He becomes very close with Pharaoh. And so Pharaoh changes his name from Joseph to Zaphenath-Paneah, the one who reveals. And you see this dramatic change that when Israel is buried, there's this huge entourage that takes him to the land of Canaan, made up of not only his kids and his descendants, but Egyptian officials, chariots, all this grand stuff, signifying how Joseph has become a real leader in Egyptian society. And of course, as we're told in the book of Genesis, that when his brothers come down looking for food, he encourages them to settle in Egypt. And so they do, and they multiply and they grow. But this is a problem. The promise that God made to Abraham was not for a piece of Egypt, but for a land in the land of Canaan. That as an identity to the people, to the descendants of Abraham, is this piece of land that God has given them. And so by the nature of that promise, of God being their God and the descendants of Abraham being God's people, they will eventually be sent back to the land of Canaan. So even though that we hear in verse 8 of the first chapter of Exodus, that a new Pharaoh arose and that under those harsh conditions, change is spurred. The people are driven back home. The book of Genesis has always given a vision that the people, the children of Abraham, will be in the land of Canaan. And so the Exodus story is not just a story about leaving the oppression of Egypt. It's also a story of God fulfilling promise and of God's vision coming to fruition. I hope to see you on Thursday, and hope you're able to either Zoom with us or join us for our outside Bible study. Take care, and God bless.